It's time for The Verdict. The Verdict is a lively discussion of current events and legal issues pertinent to Oklahomans. The Verdict is hosted by Kent Myers and Mick Cornett. It's time for The Verdict.
Good morning and welcome to The Verdict. Mick Cornett with Kent Myers. We are glad you're here. And Kent, we got another good show today lined up, and we're talking about something that's very pertinent. I mean, it's right here upon us.
It's on us, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I just love the State Fair, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. The Oklahoma State Fair starting an 11-day run very soon in Oklahoma City, and we're going to have the president and general manager of the State Fair with us to tell us what's going on. Mick, I was surprised to learn that we are in the top 5 in attendance of all state fairs in the United States right here in Oklahoma. Even at a time when football's at a fevered pitch, people are going to Stillwater and Norman and Tulsa and UCO and all around. They're still going to the State Fair in droves. And there's a lot to talk about. There's a lot new going on out there, and I think this will be a fun show.
It's a tradition in virtually every household in Oklahoma.
It is indeed, certainly in ours.
We will continue with The Verdict, Tim Otoole, and the Oklahoma State Fair when we get back. Welcome back to The Verdict. Mick Cornett with Kent Myers, and Kent's going to introduce today's guest.
It is really a pleasure today to have a longtime friend, Tim Otoole, join us this morning to talk about the upcoming State Fair. Tim is the president and general manager of the State Fair. He's a native Oklahoman, graduated from Southern Nazarene University. He was for 6.5 years the director of operations for the Amateur Softball Association. He then, for another 6 years, was president and general manager of the Oklahoma Redhawks here in Oklahoma City, out at the Bricktown Ballpark, and just recently changed to become president and general manager of the State Fair. Quite a job, but certainly at this time when the fair is about to open. Tim, thanks for joining us on The Verdict.
My pleasure. Glad to be here. Nice to see you,
Glad to have you.
Kent, you've been around Oklahoma City. I mean,
I've been around Oklahoma City, that's right.
Tim, you've been around Oklahoma City a long time, but your first year to run the State Fair. So how's it going this first year on the job?
Well, I'm really excited about it. It's been a challenge every day, just learning the size and the scope of the operation. Fortunately, we've got a very veteran staff there, and so I've been able to just hopefully insert myself into the procedures that we have, give my input, check on some things that I'd like to know how we're doing, and it's really an exciting venture. There's one thing about the Oklahoma State Fair, everyone has an opinion about it, and that's a good thing. I'll take that any day.
That's right.
That's right.
Better than apathy.
Absolutely. Yeah. I totally agree, Mick. So it's been wonderful from that standpoint. We're excited about our new presentation this year, the move from the 17-day presentation to an 11-day presentation. We think our fans are really going to like it. The fairgoers are going to enjoy it, and we're excited about it.
There's, I think, some confusion about who owns the State Fair, who owns the fairgrounds. Is this owned by the state of Oklahoma or by Oklahoma City? Just, Tim, what is the organization of the State Fair group?
Well, that's a great question. The actual property itself, the 430 acres that is bounded by basically 10th Street in Reno and May Avenue in Portland, is owned by the city of Oklahoma City. That has been the city's land since the actual location for the State Fair moved out there, I think, almost 50 years ago, a little over 50 years ago. Oklahoma State Fair, Inc., which is the not-for-profit organization that I actually work for and all the employees are employed by, we have a management contract with the city of Oklahoma City to do two things. One is we have the rights, and actually Oklahoma State Fair, Inc. owns the rights to the name Oklahoma State Fair, and we have the right to conduct the State Fair during the month of September. But then on the other 11 months out of the year, it is our job to, in conjunction with the city, manage the properties and host all the events that are actually on State Fair Park during the year-round operation. So that's how the organization works.
Just real quickly, during the state fair, how many employees will you have? And once the state fair is over, year-round, how many employees would you have?
Well, we have a year-round staff of about 110 people. We will employ another 100 people on a part-time basis for the fair itself. Then we will have anywhere on any given day, we'll have from 500 to 900 seasonal and temporary employees that are working the activities on the ground. So there's roughly 1,000 people there that are involved in employment that help us run the fair.
One of the many top attractions you got for the 2004 State Fair is Disney on Ice. We have some videotape that shows some of the Disney on Ice characters, kind of get people fired up for the upcoming event. Let's talk about what we're looking at here and talk about Disney on Ice and that it's one of the big attractions that you've got going.
It is. That we have the Monsters, Inc. show this year, which is their presentation they're bringing us, and there's a couple of their characters from that. I mean, Disney is the name in family entertainment. Has been for decades and will probably continue to be. So we're very privileged that they choose our state fair to bring their traveling shows. As most people know, Disney, they're very selective about their products, that they release a certain themed product for limited periods of time. We've been very fortunate that we've had a long-standing run with them, and that will continue this year. Monsters, Inc.'s a great family show. It's exciting, the characters. It's the story about the little girl and the monsters in her closets, you know. And so it's a great entertainment, and of course the ice skaters are great. I mean, the whole show is obviously conducted on ice. So we're just proud that Disney considers Oklahoma City and the Oklahoma State Fair as one of their major presentations during the fair season.
And so that's in the arena.
That's in the arena.
And I assume you're also going to have a rodeo or two.
Yes, we'll have the rodeo. We'll have 3 days of rodeo at the end of the Disney on Ice presentation, actually at the end on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Take the ice out, or I guess you put boards over the ice and then they bring in the dirt?
We will actually take the ice out. This year it is the first year in several years that we are using actually Disney's ice system. As most people know, in the early 60s, the State Fair Arena was the home of ice hockey, and the ice system was there. Through the years, that's moved to the newer venues, both to the Cox Center and now to the Ford Center. Actually, our ice machinery was old, and it was just not always the most reliable thing, particularly in September when you can have some warm days. So we made the decision this year that it was time. Disney has a portable system that they bring in, and we'll utilize that. We'll take that out on Wednesday evening and Thursday. Then we'll start doing some of the rodeo warm-up. We'll actually have rodeo competition on Friday, 2 shows on Saturday, and then conclude with a Sunday matinee.
Well, you got to bring in a bunch of dirt for a rodeo. I can't imagine the changeover that takes place between an ice event and a rodeo.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing how much dirt. I couldn't even hazard to guess. That is one thing that the whole State Fair Park, I mean, we are in the dirt business. We're in the horse show business.
Yeah.
And horse shows. Horse show operators are not unlike baseball managers. Some like fast dirt, some like slow dirt, some like cushioned dirt. It's really incredible. I'm learning more and more than I ever thought I'd learn about dirt.
And your people are the dirt experts.
Our people are
so many horse shows.
Our people are the dirt experts. There's no doubt about that. We have a seasoned staff that's worked with all these different groups, and different groups will even bring in actual consultants that will work with our staff on that exact mixture that they want for the dirt floor for their event.
Let me ask you just real quickly in the time we have before break, what's new out at the fair that hasn't been there before?
Well, we've got a big bear show attraction, we've got an alligator attraction, we've got a high dive show attraction. I think one of the things that a lot of our young patrons are going to really enjoy is we are one of, I believe, 6 fairs around the country that are a test area for it's called Game Riot, but it literally is, you pay a $5 fee to go in and you get 50 minutes to play the brand newest video games. It's a prototype for Sony and a lot of the video game makers, and we're one of 6 fairs in the country that were chosen for that exhibit. So I think the fairgoers are really going to love that. I think it's something unusual, and we're proud that we're going to be part of it. So those are some of the new things that we'll have.
And the Midway, of course, will be back.
We'll have the carnival, the Midway will be there. We'll have our Agtropolis exhibit, which is our agricultural exhibit. It's got a horse exhibition, as well as you can go actually see a veterinary procedure being performed. There's a live veterinary area. We've got a chickens area where you can see chickens being born. There'll be milking displays on day. So it's for a lot of the city people and the youngsters who may not actually experience the flavor of agriculture and our history in that area. We've got all those exhibits available for them.
All right, let's take a break and get back. More on the State Fair with Tim Otoole, General Manager of the Oklahoma State Fair. It's The Verdict. We'll be right back. Welcome back to The Verdict. Mick Cornett and Kent Myers here with Tim Otoole. He's the President and General Manager of the Oklahoma State Fair.
Was talking to my daughter coming out here today, and she said, when are we going to go to the State Fair? And I started thinking, well, I wonder when would be a good time to go. I'm sure our viewers wonder about that as well. Give our viewers some tips on what are good days to go to have the fewest crowds, what a time of day, what should they think about parking, that sort of thing.
Well, we start on obviously Thursday, September 16th, and run through Sunday, September the 26th. One of the first things they can do is, if they want to buy their tickets in advance and save $1, $7 for adults, $4 for children. If they'd like to save $1 on that advance ticket, they can go to a Shell All-Star store or Kick 66 or a Mid-First Bank location prior to September 15th and get a $1 discount on their tickets for that. And of course, that also applies to anyone who purchases a ticket to Disney on Ice or the rodeo or to the monster truck event in the grandstand. They also get, with their price of admission for that specific show, they get a fair admission ticket with that if they buy that purchase prior to the fair. So that's a way that you can save money, get your tickets in advance, and then come when you want to. Obviously, our crowds are largest on Fridays and Saturdays. Saturday night's always the largest crowd, usually followed by either Friday night or Sunday afternoon. So the gates are open every day at 9 o'clock. The building's open at 10 o'clock. You can come out during the week. Mondays are Kids Day. Wednesday, any kids K through 12 get in free on Mondays. Wednesday is Senior Citizens Day. If you are inclined to want to ride the carnival rides, the new bungee ride, or any of the thrill seeker rides, I call them, on the Midway, you might want to look at bringing a Dr. Pepper can on a Thursday. There's a special label on Dr. Pepper cans, get you a discount on your armband. You can ride the rides for as long as you want with a discount price on Thursdays. Obviously, the crowds during the week get higher in the afternoon and in the evening as people. So if you have the ability to want to come out and come out during the morning hours or early afternoon hours during the week, crowds will be the less.
Mm-hmm. You know, one of the projects that you and I have been working on is really a State Fair master plan to kind of reinvent the fairgrounds as it is. So the State Fair, this 11-day segment coming up aside, there are some improvements that I know that the State Fair Board would like to see happen at the fairgrounds that I've been involved with, but I want you to kind of lay it out for our viewers. Exactly what would you like to see happen at the State Fairgrounds?
Well, the master plan and what we found and we've been really working on since February is Oklahoma City, a lot of the people involved with the Chamber of Commerce and the State Fair 20 years ago had the vision that State Fair Arena and really the west side of the facilities with those existing horse barns, that Oklahoma City could become the horse show capital of the world. And that has materialized. Mm-hmm. And we now have 9 barns in State Fair Arena. We have roughly 750,000 square feet of facilities that are used on a year-round basis to host horse shows. The direct economic impact of our visitors from the horse show industry is about $111 million into our economy.
A year.
A year.
Yeah.
a year on an annual basis. We host, of the 5 largest horse shows in the world, we probably host 4 of them here in Oklahoma City. So we have done an excellent job of carrying out that plan. We're located at the crossroads of I-35 and I-40. It's a central location for these national organizations. That's the good news. The bad news is our facilities are used 2,000 event days a year. That means one day for one barn equates to an event day. So in a 365-day period, we've got 2,000 event days rotating through those barns. The facilities are old. We made some improvements under the early stages of MAPS that were, I've heard it described as Band-Aid improvements, and that's what they were. To tell the people, we dressed up the arena, we did some work in one of the barns, Barn 6, did a little bit of work in the exhibit buildings. In the 10 years, 11 years since MAPS was conceived, other cities have realized the value and the economic power of the horse show business. It's a very thriving and growing industry, and they have improved their facilities, gone out and recruited horse shows. All of the shows that we've met with, all the groups, they want to stay in Oklahoma City. But the reality of the thing is our facilities are lagging behind. It's time for us to improve those facilities, do a major renovation. In some cases, we'll actually replace existing barns with new barns and move forward with that to make sure that we have the world-class facilities that would be befitting the city that's the horse show capital of the world.
Yeah, I know our citizens that drive down I-44 see the horse trailers. I mean, they realize that the economic impact. And All Sports Stadium will be no more.
That's correct. It has served its time. It was, you know, a wonderful venue when it was, but we need that area to enhance. Another one of our great assets is the whole 430 acres that we have, and we need that specific area to enhance the service parking for the horse trailers and the livestock trailers that are necessary to put on the horse shows. We're one of the few cities in the country that have that much physical ground that we can work from. So we need that area. That would be one of the first phases of the renovation.
This Tuesday, the City Council will call for an election in December, and at that time, there'll be a funding solution laid out.
That's right. It's been worked on for many years. We now have a partnership with the Oklahoma City Hotel Motel Association, the city, also the Chamber of Commerce, to raise the hotel occupancy tax from our existing level of 2 cents, which hasn't been raised, I think, in almost 30 years and is one of the lowest taxes in the country, to a total hotel occupancy tax of 5.5%, which is paid for by the people who rent the hotel rooms. The hotel motel industry in Oklahoma City knows the impact of the horse shows on their business, and they hear from their guests that our facilities are lagging behind, and now is the time for us to take some action to move forward. So they're supporting us with this.
Do you get any sense from talking to the horse show people that an increase in the hotel motel tax of that amount would be acceptable to them?
Yes, that they have no problem with it whatsoever. It's a common funding mechanism that has been used to fund tourism around the country. A lot of them see it in their own communities where they run smaller shows. So that they're very supportive of that. We've included them since February on all the process, on the layout, and they will continue to be included if we go forward and we're successful in December with the election, in the planning of the facilities, because we want to build good-looking, aesthetically pleasing facilities, but we also want those facilities to be functional, to really work.
45 seconds left. Let's get back to what's immediately in front of us. Thursday, the Oklahoma State Fair begins. Give us your 35-second sales pitch on why people should come out.
Well, one reason you should come out is the 11-day presentation. Everything that we used to do in 17 days is packed into the 11 days. There'll be something for everyone. I think they'll love the environment. If it hasn't moved, we've painted it. I think they'll be surprised at the appearance of their fairgrounds, and the Oklahoma State Fair is for everyone. It's their fair. We want them to come out. If they see something they like, tell our staff about it. If they see something they don't like, call me, and we'll do our best to make it better next year.
Starts Thursday, September 16th,
Thursdays.
runs through the following Sunday, 11-day state fair. Tim Otoole, General Manager and President of the Oklahoma State Fair. Kent and I'll be back with a final comment right after this. Welcome back to The Verdict. You saw on the graphic there, you can go to our website, theverdict.tv, and vote on your favorite fair food. And I was just kind of running them through my mind. I think the cinnamon roll. I don't know, that corn dogs are pretty good.
Corn dogs are just terrific.
I may need some time to think about
We
that.
make a race for the corn dog stand the minute we get in, and I'm always third in that three-person race. I think Indian tacos are way up there, and of course cinnamon rolls are just hard to beat. But as Tim pointed out to us, you can have all three while you're out there. But I hope our viewers will go to our website and vote and tell us what they think. Speaking of food, our next show next Sunday will be Dr. Marianne Bowman, who will be talking, I guess, about ways to get over what you ate at the fair in the 11-day run. But it will be a very interesting show on women's health issues and what's going on at the Integris Women's Health Forum going on in Oklahoma City at Integris. Let me harken back just a minute to Tim Otoole. He just did an amazing job in his 6 years with the Oklahoma Redhawks, took a brand new ball club, got it up and running at a brand new ballpark, or a brand new ballpark at least. And that is perking along nicely, and he's now going to do, I think, the same thing out at the State Fair. An amazing undertaking, and one that is a year-round job, and I think the State Fair Board was quite wise in asking him to join them as the president and general manager.
I agree. And the website for more information on the Oklahoma State Fair is oklahomastatefair.com. And I was on that site yesterday. It's really fun. I mean, just the splash graphics that come up are worth the price of admission of a ticket.
Well, I liked it. I was so glad that they showed that little, we were able to show that Disney on Ice thing, that clip of you in the big blue and white suit.
That wasn't me.
And me with the green hat.
And don't forget our website, theverdict.tv. You can go there and register your vote on your favorite food at the Oklahoma State Fair. For Kent Myers, I'm Mick Cornett. We'll see you next time on The Verdict.